Okay, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. We have Kunal over here. Kunal,
Hi.
thank you for coming on my channel. We have three generations of Xpulse: Xpulse 2V, Xpulse 4V, and Xpulse 4V Pro, which is the ethanol version, which is the latest one. So let's start with the Xpulse 2V. Why do you talk about your bike? I mean, you have made a few changes.
So, Xpulse 2V, this is the first version that came up, and this I bought in August 2019. Yes, I saw a lot of issues with the engine heating. So what I did is I first thing removed my leg guard, and I had added the 4V version oil cooler that came up,
which is over here.
I did a little of fabrication was required, changed my leg guard, cut it off. Apart from that, in between I had changed my sprocket as well, but now I am back to stock. And
You changed to a bigger sprocket.
Bigger
right?
sprocket, but what will help with the bigger sprocket is you get the speed, but you will not know what gear indicator you are in, because it keeps on because the engine works in such a way that it shows you the gear based upon the RPM.
Yeah.
So it was missing a gear in between, and it was only showing me 4th gear, even if I am on 5th gear.
Yes.
Other thing what I did is I removed the mudguard, and this is the Speed Auto Lab frame that comes up. It's an easy remove and fit.
Okay, so with change in the sprocket, you must have.
It goes really fast.
But the top speed might have decreased, right? There was
Yeah,
a
the top
compromise
speed.
on the
Yes, the top speed goes, then your average also dulls down, but you get a good pickup.
Yeah.
When you're trying to go ahead of all, it really helps.
And in a track like this where it's
well, it's going to be bumpy. It's going to be bumpy. It's going to make you fly.
But in a track, obviously, you require initial acceleration,
and that is what helps. That is why people change their sprocket.
Okay. So the oil cooling has not really helped in the 2V.
Not at all.
So it's not worth.
No. It's not worth modification. I'm just using it because I have it now.
Yeah.
So instead of 800 ml, I have to put 1.2.
Okay. And what about the top speed? Have you taken it?
Well, I have tried it on the highways. It goes not more than 110.
That's it, huh?
Yes.
That's expected from this bike. Perfect.
So this is the oldest version?
Yes. Yeah, and the oldest version, the foot peg is different from mine, which we'll come to. Cool. So this is the first version. A good attempt by Hero, much better than the Impulse. Obviously, Impulse has its own fan following.
Yes.
I own an Impulse as well. But it was a good effort, and it paid dividends to Hero to introduce this in the market, because it was a much more successful product than the Impulse. Then Hero launched the 4V, which is a far better engine than the 2V. You can see the massive catalytic converter over here. How's the cooling on this bike?
Initially, when I got it first, probably now it's like 3,000 kilometers. So the first 1,000 kilometers or so, it used to heat up like anything.
Okay.
But the service center and Hero, they just confirm that it happens. Let the engine break in, then it will go away.
Yes.
So I'm finding that it's still there, but it's either I got used to it, or maybe it's dropped a bit. But
that's normal. Okay, and any problems that you faced on the bike? Any recommendations for Hero? I mean, that you'd wish Hero had done?
nothing as such, because
except for the crappy headlights.
Yeah,
which is
headlights suck. It just there's just no power in the headlight for a night ride.
Yeah,
if it's pitch black, it's fine. If you have at least one car coming against you, then you're not seeing anything on the road.
Okay. And obviously the power, I think it increased by 1 bhp or something. And the torque also marginally increased.
They had changed the internal gear ratios.
Okay. Yes. And since you are the person who rides safely, you haven't gone above 90. So, I mean, even we ride safely, but at times if it's an empty road, we'd want to.
Safe is a matter of perspective.
And it's a matter of skill also. I mean, certain people can ride at 150 if they're skilled enough. But okay, I'm not encouraging that. But overall, I mean, fuel efficiency, everything is
fuel
pretty
efficiency,
decent.
I've measured a couple of times. I'm getting around 35, 37 in the city on my daily use.
And how much do you get?
Well, mine is a highway ride, more of highway. I ride one side 30 kilometers a time, and in that it is 15 kilometers is a highway ride all the way the stretch from Chembur. I would say from SCLR, because it's all connected all the way till Airoli. I get around 38 to 40 because most of it is highway and it's open.
Okay, which is decent.
Nice.
Yes.
But again, this engine is a massive upgrade from the 2V, and it's you can also notice the difference in terms of the the oil cooler. So you had the 2V, then you had the 2V with the oil cooler. If I'm not mistaken.
No,
but Hero introduced
Hero
it with the oil cooler.
2V with the oil cooler,
which
so that
is
is
this size. And then you had the 4V, which is a much bigger size. So there's one more generation over here, which we have skipped. And then we have the latest generation, which is the Xpulse Pro, the best of the best in terms of the Xpulse. So it's got a bigger sprocket. So again, for when you are participating in competitions, initial acceleration matters. In terms of highway performance, I think it maxes out at 115, 116, depending if you're crouched or you're downslope. But I can cruise all day long at 100. That's not a problem. Again, the engine does rev a lot. 100 comes at around 6,500, 7,000 RPM. But considering this engine is so smooth, you don't feel the strain on the bike. The headlight is a big improvement from the earlier versions. That is amazing. Now you have this, if you can get the camera here, you have this eco mode, which is pretty much useless. It kind of tells you where to go up or go down in terms of gears. You also have an average per liter, which is again useless because I've seen an average of 129 kilometers per liter, which obviously does not exist. I think the next generation, all of this will be used. I mean, will be improved. You have this ABS mode. This is obviously extremely helpful during competitions. And then trip 1 and 2. Basic things, whatever is required. You have a handlebar riser stock from Hero, which is amazing. You have an adjustable suspension stock from Hero, which is amazing. It's got 50 mm more travel than the suspensions over here. The rear suspension is also heighted. It's got a far more... I'm not aware of the travel difference, but obviously you can visually see the difference. And one thing that I did not like about the Hero and I really liked about my Impulse is the wide seat. Now you can see the difference in the seat over here and seat over here. So I have obviously made a video in which I have gelled the seat up, I widened the seat. There is a slight height difference, and but again, if you're buying a rally edition, there is an inconvenience. You need to tiptoe, need to understand how to take U-turns, especially if your girlfriend or your wife or someone is sitting behind. So it is a little inconvenient, but it pays dividends with reference to the suspension travel. I absolutely enjoy it. And one more change that I've done, and I'll have to make a video on this, is I've just changed the muffler over here. So I've just removed the muffler. The entire exhaust is stock, so no changes required. The exhaust sound of my exhaust. And if you see a stock Impulse, so I mean, I just like the more bassy feel that I get. It's still work in progress, but once it's done, you'll see the difference. And this is what the 3 generations of, actually 4, the one generation is missing, but the 4 generations of Impulses are. Xpulses are, and for 1.85 when I purchased, and right now it's 1.9 lakhs. So you get a rally bike with adjustable suspension, long travel, raised handlebars. I think it's an amazing deal. How much did you got your bike for?
It was 1.65 on road.
1.65. How old is this again?
1 year. Just one complete 1 year.
Okay. Another thing I would like to talk about the Xpulse and Xpulse in general is the build quality. Now, my first unfortunate accident happened with a Tiger 900. He stopped immediately. I rear-ended him. Tiger 900 being an adventure bike, nothing happened to that bike either, and nothing happened to my bike either. Just a scratch over here, and that's about it. Now just imagine if this was a Apache RR 310, if the entire flared bike would have banged the Tiger from behind, at least a lakh ka kharcha would have taken place. Over here, no kharcha. Now over here, obviously when you participate in competitions and when you fall on regular basis, you have bent what do you call levers, you have your knuckle guard at times breaks. The entire knuckle guard set cost me approximately 300. The entire lever is 110 rupees. That's about it. So it's literally, you can afford this bike on pocket money if at all you drop it. There's one last change that I wanted to mention is the foot lever position. If you see from the earlier Xpulse and right now, this is more centered, and it does help you stand on the bike more comfortably. Yeah, and this is what I was talking about with reference to height. It is an inconvenience. I am tiptoeing, and the long what do you call travel radius does not really help you in traffic either. And if at all you are on a slight downslope and you want to take the bike back, you will have to get down and push the bike back, because there's no ways you can tiptoe yourself down, I mean upslope. But again, these are small inconveniences that you'll have to face if at all you want a proper rally bike. And I think this about concludes the video. Thank you.